TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust. Hey everybody, and thank you for joining us here on the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast. How was your Thanksgiving, everybody?
Yeah. Wow, we haven't had it. It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
2
That's
weeks
crazy.
too long.
2
Since you looked at me, threw your arms in the air, and said you're crazy.
2 weeks.
5 days since that afternoon, when we realized it was both our faults. Not a moment too soon.
1 week.
Now I gotta go home and watch Total Recall.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're doing a Total Recall thing.
A good Total Recall.
You guys are doing what, Bare Naked Ladies?
Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 references! So we're going to just break it on down with the introductions.
News bits.
No.
Wait, what?
No,
That's out of order.
Dude.
All right, first off, you said nude bits, and
No, I
this
said
is
news bits.
this is kid
I
friendly.
said news bits.
Kid friendly.
Adjust
And
your
we're gonna
ears.
break it over to the left, to the
Turn
left,
your
to
hearing
the
aid
left,
up, old man.
to the left, to the left. All of my stuff in a box to the left.
Lisa threw you out.
Aww. Anyways, to my left is Steve,
Hey guys,
Hey, Steve.
how's it going?
and to his left is Eli.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's
No one,
up?
I was gonna say no one really cares. And then to his left is
What it is,
Mark
folks?
Yo.
Hizzles.
What's up, dude?
Because he kills it. And then to his left is...
The Ringmaster.
A chair.
You know, I am Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm Nathan. So,
The Shockmaster.
Aw. You know, if I could bust through a wall and fall down like he did that one time, I would do it.
All the time.
Did you see that?
I have a gif of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, who here has not seen that?
I have a gif of it.
Steve, have you not seen that?
Nope.
Okay.
Is it wrestling related?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why.
Oh,
And no,
okay.
it's probably one of the funniest things you ever see.
top.
Though.
I only
Because-
have it because it's gif related, and I have a lot of gifs.
Okay, and
That's
for-
right, I say it gif, not
Yeah,
gif.
yeah. What came first?
Because it's graphic interchange format,
Right.
and you don't say graphic, giraffic.
You don't.
Giraffic?
No, you
that
don't.
sounds very,
I'd go to that
I got
park.
nothing.
I'd go to that
Giraffic Park.
Ah, yeah, baby.
It's just a bunch of giraffes with teeth.
That'd be
Yeah, I was gonna say from like a
Blood.
long time ago.
in a world full of
You can tell it's
bloodthirsty
been 2
monster
weeks
giraffes.
since we've been together.
No, it'd be like
2
it would be
weeks.
like John Hammond, millionaire, resurrecting the prehistoric bloodthirsty giraffe. They hunted packs.
See, he wasn't a billionaire, just a millionaire,
Life
so he
finds
could
a way.
only do the giraffes.
He can only resurrect the prehistoric giraffes.
No,
The
no,
most vicious
just
the most vicious carnivore of prehistory.
He found a couple really gross things and brought them back to life.
actually, he couldn't really bring back prehistoric giraffes. He was just, breeding giraffes with
Strange animals.
strange animals.
What if you
so-
cross a giraffe with a hyena?
That's exactly what I was thinking, because it would be awesome.
And creepy. It'd be like you'd hear something laughing at you and you don't know where it's at because it's far above you.
But how awesome would the Lion King have been? How awesome!
It already was.
It would have scarred the children if you would have had hyena giraffe monsters.
Yeah, but how much did that movie already scar the children?
Not enough.
There was a dude named Scar.
Which is good. I mean, he had a scar on his face. It was pretty obvious. It was like Stan Lee made that character.
Yeah, kind of.
He's like, he's got some different arms. He's gonna call him Doc Ock. This guy dresses like a bird. We'll call him the Vulture. You know,
Yeah.
he's got a scar on his face. We'll call him Scar.
He's a man with the powers of a spider.
Call him Spider-Man.
Call him Spider-Man.
Yeah, hyphen. Spider hyphen man. Hyphen man.
Hyphen Man, now that would be an interesting character.
Actually, that would
He
be.
just separates you into 2 pieces.
He's the
Hyphenated!
He just rips some dude butt like in half. That'd be amazing.
You realize
He only speaks in hyphenated words.
I'd read that comic.
he'd have to use a katana. You know that, right?
I'd use a bow
No.
staff.
It would.
Bow staff. He'd separate you in half with a bow staff.
It would just be
I've
like
seen
a
weirder
block
things.
shaped like a
A
hyphen,
block. Or it'd be like a Mario related thing.
and then he
Now
would
it's just
he would
getting
place it in between your two halves.
So, Steve,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Checking his phone.
Okay, I just got this picture on my phone, and it's a Voltron made out of Thomas the Train.
That's.
Creepy.
Disturbing.
Something.
Is it something?
It's weird. Anyway, what have I been doing? Let's see. I bought Borderlands 2 on Steam sale on Sunday.
That's funny because it's free right now for PlayStation Plus members.
Oh, because I got it for computer. I'd rather play it on computer for shooters.
Yeah.
I also bought Torchlight 2 and made an engineer named Dapperton III. It's awesome. Carries a big wrench.
Does he have a top hat?
No, since I couldn't get a top hat, but he does have a monocle and a very dapper moustache. Let's see, what else have I been doing? Worked in the rain today, which was not very fun.
Yeah.
Had a
It was
really
rainy.
good Thanksgiving. Found out what I'm getting Stacy for Christmas, which is good because it's not Christmas right now.
Yeah.
Having late presents is bad.
Yeah.
Got into a Diesel Punk game and haven't decided what kind of character I want to make. Wrote some more stuff. I'm getting ready to publish some things. The major hang-up for this week, the reason why I've got nothing in the pipe is I sort of had a bit of a death in the family, so going through that was what I've been doing this week. It's not fun.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, I'm gonna take the quick time to Nathan. Is your whatever you're eating? Is that giving us feedback? Is that chicken nugget giving us feedback?
Something is.
He's going to work on it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take this real quick time in the what I'm doing segment to basically
mic.
say, my prayers and thoughts go out to the family of Ralph S. Board. Bunch of people I've been very close to for pretty much my entire life, and I will see them in the next couple of days when everything goes down. So, aside from that, I got back into drawing, doing a lot with RWBY off of Rooster Teeth, which is a great series if you guys haven't had the chance to. Season 1 just ended, and it's out in the Wally Mart for Los Purchaso. So,
Yeah, they got that out really quick.
yeah, it was super quick. I'm not really pumped about season 11 of Red vs. Blue. It wasn't as funny as I thought because Church is gone, which made me sad. I started watching 2 or 3 different shows. Stacey and I we're getting caught up on Walking Dead, and it made me realize why I don't care about that show anymore. After season 2, where we spent it on Herschel's Farm because they had a low budget. Season 3 was just as forgettable because they took the character of the governor and screwed it up.
Like they did everything else in this.
Well, I'm gonna say he was very on character because he was kind of a psychotic, jerk face. But at the same time, the way they, with the fact that it didn't,
There was basically no reveal of that, was there? It was just like he was just always a psycho.
Yeah, I don't know. That was strange, and I didn't like how they basically didn't take armored vehicles and roll over the walls of the prison and just kind of thin the cast. Because now in the next season. What?
But, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't really just go doing all that kind of bad stuff that happened at that conclusion point. But in the 3rd season, now they're killing characters that I don't care about because you met them 2 episodes ago, and it's forgettable.
But,
What?
well, I don't want to...
What?
You don't want to ruin anything?
I don't want to ruin anything, though.
Anyway.
What, do you...
Sure.
You might as well.
Okay, so they basically went the roundabout long way of doing what they did in the books for this show,
Uh-huh.
they're gonna do the revenge thing where he comes back with armored vehicles.
Okay, so the whole last season was for everyone to be like, the governor's like, oh, I freaking hate that red guy, and those people do, and then he's gonna come back this season.
Yeah, he comes back with people, but different people.
Oh.
Why? I don't know. You know, he...
Because they needed a villain to fight against that wasn't a walking corpse?
No, I mean,
there's...
There's
anyway,
other villains, and if you keep reading the books,
Yeah,
there's great villains.
There's better villains.
You know, there's much better villains, and right now...
I think the governor just has that slightly disturbing factor, especially when he bit off that guy's thumb, and that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm not sure if people understand the fact that you're going through bone and joint and cartilage and sinew. Like, biting off a thumb is hard to do. I mean,
you technically wouldn't have to go through bone because there's joints.
well, there's a joint, but like you still got to get through all the connective tissue and tendons.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty tough.
You know, it's really hard to do. Breaking up.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
No, that's not. It's pretty easy.
Actually, sometimes
Breaking up is hard.
But so that show is kind of puzzling me. I mean, the production value's gone up, which makes me like it again, except for when they're stabbing the zombies at the fence, and you can tell which ones are obviously fake monsters. That's some funny stuff.
Yeah, this season...
It's kind of hokey. Where
the
it's like,
production value's definitely gone up, though.
But, and then we're watching the show currently called The Dead Files, which is really... It's from the Travel Channel. I'm not sure how to take it. It's basically a psychic medium, like she can talk to ghosts and spirits and stuff and see them. And she walks through a house that people find. They're like, oh, our house is haunted. This is what's happening. And she goes through the house on a walk after they cover up all the personal stuff. And she does a reading and she talks about the spirits that are trapped in the house and things like that. Where at the same time that she's doing this, they have a retired New York City police officer that's doing a factual search about the property and what's happening with previous owners and property values and like really strange things that have happened. But he does a actual investigation on the house and its previous owners, where she walks through and just starts talking about weird things. And then they get together at the end when they haven't, and they don't talk during the whole investigation, and they get together and compare, their stuff. And she talks about the things that she saw, and then he see if what he found in factual sense collaborates her story.
Yeah,
and it's not bad. You can tell they've probably cut the show, like the footage of the I read something from the producer where they have like 2 cameramen following her around so they don't have to interrupt her, and I'm guessing they probably did a lot of cutting where she's probably wrong in certain things, which is, she's never 100% right, but she always has something weird, some strange stuff. There's definitely been some crazy things that, like, they don't catch anything on footage, but it's just her talking about weird things. But it's kind of neat because she always gives them a resolution or an attempt at a solution to the problem, and usually they don't, and the people are like, oh, we'll definitely do this to get these things out of our house, and that it's not bad. It's one of those things where you're like, I'm not really sure. I believe the police officer guy, but her, I don't know. It's entertainment, but we're on the 3rd season so far. It's not bad.
I like how you're like, it's okay. We're on the 3rd season.
It's something to watch with Stace. I mean, we're caught up on Arrow, which was awesome.
Season 2 is actually killing it right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
it's got. You know what?
And
Both superhero shows between Shield and Arrow. Arrow's got a way better pace.
Yeah.
I could agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Arrow's. I mean, I just like Arrow better.
Yeah.
It's not, and it doesn't throw it in your face, and there's no not a lot of craziness. It's just a dude with a bow. Which, I mean, I like the Green Arrow as a character in the comics anyway. He's like Batman, but less of a psychopath. So.
Well, this Arrow is he's damaged. Definitely damaged.
He's got some PTSD going on.
He definitely does, but he's not like...
He's like,
Just a little bit?
just a little bit.
But he's not
I
like...
fought to this island and I killed people and I went through some bad things and now I'm a good guy. Yeah.
But he's not a daddy's boy.
Oh, no, he's not.
Or, mama's boy, whatever you want to say.
He's a Slade's boy.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Womp,
I want to see
womp.
what happens with that,
Yeah.
I want to see where that went. But...
Slade looked good. Like the flashbacks he's been in, I was like, hey, I know what that character is. And you didn't even have to talk about him. It's Deathstroke.
I love how they made him Australian, and he's got that right Australian accent. I was like, yes.
Sure, if I would have made him Australian or not.
I love that he's Australian Special Forces because it's so like out there.
You're like Australia has an army.
Exactly. Australia has special forces.
It would have been better because like they couldn't make it any more unbelievable if they would have been like he's Canadian Special Forces. You're like Canada has an army.
Special Forces.
It's like those people have an army.
You guys are me.
He's like It's like we're gonna go on this mission, and I'm gonna kill all you. It's gonna be good.
Would you like some bacon? Like, this is a bacon!
It's just really thin sliced ham in a circular pattern, But we call it bacon. You're like, shut up.
I gotta say, what drives me crazy about that show is the fact that the island isn't like the island I would imagine, like the island on Lost, like a Hawaiian island.
What if the island on Lost and the island that for like shipwrecked on were the same place? That'd be amazing.
You know what?
He's the one who killed Jack, and I mean, he's like, "I'll forget you people. Your show sucked."
He's like, "This show makes no sense." Twang. I mean,
the island that they're on is actually the island that Neverland is currently in. Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought it was just the island that Far Cry 3 took place on, because it's pretty much the same thing.
No, it's the island that Far Cry the movie took place on. So, no. Now we're just mixing weird crap.
But Far Cry 3, you're like, there's people over here, and there's gorillas, and they take captives, and you're like, now we're... Far Cry 3 was a great game, and I could totally see them taking place in the same island. Except with Deathstroke and, Black Canary, which is the only thing I don't like about that show.
Black Canary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now, as it stands, she's just a girl trained by the League of Assassins, and she is not a superpowered person.
Well, that you know of, she might have some sort of like super soldier formula in her, but she doesn't have her scream, but she does use sonic grenades.
But she's supposed to have a scream. So how are they going to bring the Flash into a low-powered show?
The particle accelerator.
Yeah.
Oh, the Star Labs Particle Hadron Collider. Neat.
Yeah, I remember because they're talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
it's probably next week. It's going to happen, but they're building up to that.
All right,
awesome.
Just because we're talking about that, and then we're going to move to Eli.
Sorry.
Last thing, you gotta say, who thought it was awesome that there was a lightning thunderstorm and Barry Allen is climbing on the chemical thing, saying, "Why are these chemicals all here together? This is so dangerous. No one should have these together in this order.
Kazam!
This is so bad." And she's like, "Well, you probably shouldn't be climbing on that then. Now, should you?" He's like, "I really shouldn't."
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You think?
That was pretty good.
And I thought, origin story. Here we go.
That's kind of his where he that experiment. I love when I watched Flashpoint. When he was like, I gotta recreate the experiment that turned me into the Flash, and he got 3rd-degree burns over 60% of his body when the lightning struck him the first time. Thomas Wayne's like, "What are you doing? That's insane."
That was hilarious.
It was pretty good. I was like,
it's a good movie though.
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to read the comic arc and see what's better or different.
It did, and then I heard the Justice League War was coming out, and then I said, "Nah, I just want to watch this movie." All right.
You're like, I'll just watch the movie and skip the pain.
Eli, what are you doing?
Well, in the 2 weeks that we haven't had a podcast, I have been collecting action figures.
What'd you get?
I have...
You did send me one on the...
Yeah, I have all of the first series of the Star Wars Black 6-inch figures. All 4 of those.
Let me know when they make a General Grievous, and I might be interested.
They don't have one of those announced yet, but I'm sure he's in the works eventually.
I've got the Grievous Unleashed. It's sitting on top of my tower.
Yeah, those are
way good.
It's good. But yeah, I've got all those, and I've got Han Solo on the way from the 2nd series.
I might be wanting a Han Solo because Han Solo's awesome.
I've also got to get Greedo, Slave Leia, and Boba Fett if I can find him somewhere.
With Han Solo with I shoot first action.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Sadly, he doesn't have that feature, but you can add that in later on your own.
Because Lucas took it out.
But I've been doing that. I watched episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and
I'm sorry.
no,
Movie's awful.
amazing.
Okay.
Really bad.
Movie is fantastic.
1 and 2 were really bad. 3 was
3 was
decent.
fantastic.
Grievous's
I am not
Grievous's
ever.
death scene was awful, and the fight
I like
scene at
3.
the
I
end
am-
was way too long.
I am not ever
I
going to
got
hate
bored.
on any of the new trilogy ever again because
I can hate on 1 and 2 all day long.
I'm not going to hate on any of them because they look
Because
amazing.
one
There
sucks.
are amazing scenes. The only thing that I would and I
What
wanna-
is the entirety
me
of
and my
the
friend
writing and directing?
agree
That's
on
the
this.
only thing I hate about him. Everything.
is Count Dooku sucks. Like they should have just had.
Count Dooku was a great character.
They should have just had Darth Maul not die in the first one, and then,
But then they couldn't have
you
brought him
have
back
Darth
as a
Maul
half-robot
all
in
the
the
way
TV
through
series.
the original trilogy
No, Dooku was
until
awesome.
the midway point
See,
of
what they
episode 3, and then
Dooku's
Darth Maul
character
finally dies.
initially
instead of
was
Dooku.
supposed to be Qui-Gon Jinn.
Freaking Saruman. If Saruman was Dooku, like, that's just
Yeah, but that doesn't make up for it.
awesome-ish.
No,
No.
Dude, he rocked. He rocked.
Duke, see, that's the thing. It's like Darth Maul was
Dooku is not cool.
Watch the TV series because it's got better.
I know.
directing, writing.
I've watched all of that.
So that's the thing.
Dooku's not
those
cool, though.
those movies don't, from a movie standpoint, a writing standpoint, directing and pacing standpoint, they make no sense. The story. Of
I don't
the
care.
first
They're
mo-
awesome.
The first movie's awful. It's completely bad.
No, it's pretty good.
Jar Jar Binks. Enough said.
No, you can't write off the whole movie because of Jar Jar Binks.
I can write off the entire movie because it makes no sense.
I can write off the entire movie for the first movie for a podcast for the pod racing, and then the
First
second
thing
No,
was
pod
easily-
racing.
Pod racing was
awesome.
easily the most entertaining feature of that
It was
movie.
awesome. Pod racing was sweet.
But the third movie was all right, except
It was amazing. Just that intro scene from the very intro of that movie. It's awesome
I
all
don't
the
know,
way.
If I was Obi-Wan Kenobi and
Just the way that it starts out. It pans up from the planet like every movie always does,
I find
and then you see like one starship just sitting there, and then it pans up over the top of that, and you see down toward the planet, and it's just this ridiculous battle, and there's just stuff.
you know
fucking
what
off
really
everywhere.
makes that battle
Awesome.
You know what really makes that battle awesome? If you would have watched the animated series,
I've
original-
watched the animated series.
You wouldn't even have any idea what was going on if you wouldn't. The animated series was better at being Star Wars than George Lucas's writing at Star Wars.
No,
I am completely.
the animated series is fantastic, but it was
And-
not better.
The Jedi were so lame. They died like they died like flies in the second movie. It's like they jumped.
They
around.
were not expecting it.
Oh, you brought a lightsaber to a fight with a bunch of dirty bug people.
They got shot in the back.
No, it was awful. It was just bad.
How you can't sense like a sudden shift like that when they're
Yes,
being all
a-
sneaky.
A Jedi's
Actually,
training
they
expands
technically
their senses out into the world around them. They could see it.
Yeah, but
coming.
you got these guys that are your friends. Okay,
couldn't they sense the
They're your
intent to kill
comrades.
you?
You mean yeah? They can sense the emotions and differences. Like if they would have
but
looked,
that's the thing. The clone troopers don't have any emotions like that. They're trained out of them.
they're not trained. They're cloned.
Well, they're cloned out.
I'm not
of them,
talking about.
whatever.
I'm not talking about Order 66, which was the most convenient plot point of all time. But it's just 3 was good.
He was awesome.
The part where they wove the fact that Yoda knows Chewbacca in there, it felt
Awesome.
like a grab where they
I'm
just wanted some
kind of
relevance.
upset that more Jedi didn't survive the initial Order 66 attack. I mean, especially a lot of the
they
Jedi
did.
Masters. Because
They did. It's just that it was in the expanded universe content that George Lucas took a big steaming dump all over because there were some really great books about Darth Vader going in and hunting those people down, and it was awesome. And now that doesn't exist.
well, Rebels will clean some of that up.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's just I don't know.
Okay, what else, Eli?
I'd rather just have Battlefront.
That's really it.
Star Wars
That's
Battlefront 3.
Seriously?
Pretty much.
When you watch your TV, play no games.
Not really.
Mm-mm.
I had Xbox One, PS4. I played all that stuff. It's good.
So Marquees, what are you doing?
Break the awkward silence, please.
Well, I mean, I thought ET would have had more. I mean, I did a lot of stuff in the past 2 weeks. I read a whole bunch of comic books. Yeah, I watched a whole lot of TV. I caught up on a lot of shows. I caught up on Shield, Agents of Shield. It's getting better. It's progressing finally story wise a little bit. It took. It's just the pace of the show is really slow. It's a well written show, well acted show. It's just the pace is awful. They're so slow and methodical about everything. It's like, good God, we know Shield's about protocol, but stuff gets blown up. We need to take care of it. I mean,
yeah, because when you watch like the Avengers and all the different superhero movies, when Shield's involved, like things always happen pretty quick.
yeah. It's like
Samuel Jackson comes down, he starts talking, and things start exploding, and things happen.
Yeah, and like you can see it and you can see it in Captain America trailer. It's like, boom, Shield expands tremendously in the trailer, and it's like, oh well.
But with the premise of the show, you can't really have Nick Fury calling in the Avengers or the A-Team every time that something bad.
Well,
happens.
and I understand that.
Which
That's not my call of the show.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
the
slow.
pacing of the show is very slow.
I can agree.
And if you're trying to get the fans of Avengers, you got to increase the pace of the show because they're used to that Avengers pace.
Oh yeah, the Avengers
and that Avengers wit. And they've got some good wit between the cast. Now the cast is starting to flush out characters with Fitz and Simmons and even May, which is probably the best character out the bunch right now.
easily
Even they're trying to flush out Coulson's storyline now.
of why he died but isn't dead.
Yeah, and what's up with Tahiti? Yeah. What's it's they're there's things we're learning about now.
I wish Coulson was Vision. That'd be amazing.
I don't think he'll be Vision. I think he'll be an LMD, and eventually he'll have LMD strength or whatever, or it's gonna give him robot strength or something because they would have to give him some kind of element.
He's gonna be was it Max Fury or whatever? Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the LMD that was a Nick Fury.
What's this Nick Fury clone?
Is a Nick Fury LMD that went crazy and eventually joined the robot revolution. And man, that was weird.
I can't wait for next week's episode because J. August Richards comes back, the guy from the first episode. He played Gunna Angel, and he's a Shield agent now. Well, what? They have him. I saw a picture of him and Coulson, and he's in the Shield uniform. So I'm like, oh, cool. They one of the guys they recruited is actually helping them now.
Because that's what recruiting does.
Yeah.
Expands your team. You're like, Nate's over here shaking his head. He's like, recruiting? That's dumb. People joining your team and helping you? It's ridiculous.
I watched Chuck seasons 1 through 5.
Good show.
1 through 4 was amazing. 5 stunk.
Yeah, I can agree.
5 stunk. 5 made me mad. I wanted to throw my computer when I finished watching 5. I was like, really? That's dumb? It's like all that work and all of a sudden, oh, it's Ex Machina. Here's your memory gone. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it, it's been on forever, so it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to watch the last season. I keep thinking it's gonna be terrible.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Well, no. You see, I started it and I thought, oh, well, this is a terrible premise because I watched the first episode and then I keep trickling through it and
yeah, with the whole Morgan was to intersect and just. It was just so bad.
Me.
Well, it's like
I
they jumped the shark, and I thought, well, I'm done.
I liked Morgan as a side character. He did well. He was a good side agent. Like he had a skill set of just distracting people long enough to get the job done.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and they make him like.
And he had a good. He has great leadership qualities in Biomar. He could control all that. And for the longest time, he controlled all that. I didn't like just a whole bunch of things. I watched movie 43. That's gotta be one of the vulgar, most disgusting movie with A-list celebrities I've ever seen in my entire life, and it was dumb, just dumb.
I'm not big on dumb movies.
And the worst part was it was all A-listers.
See, that's the kind of thing. With the premise of the movie Grown Ups, where they get all those people that individually they're very funny. And then they all come together in a movie, and you're like, "This movie is not funny at all."
Horrible.
It was awful.
I felt bad.
They got paid too.
They got paid, and it was basically sketch comedy where they did a sketch. There's a scene, there's a joke for that scene, and then they move on to the next scene, and you're like, "Oh, the movie's awful."
Yeah.
I actually sat down and watched the first Grown Ups movie, and it made me sad.
Oh no!
I saw a little bit of it. And
yeah.
When
that made you sad too.
Well, when the second movie, I was like,
Shaq.
I was like, oh man, I really love this movie Pacific Rim, and everyone's like, oh, Grown Ups too, and I was like, oh, Why, America? Why?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me correct you. That's just in America, though. The rest of the world loved
The rest of the world
Pacific Rim.
love Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim was
America was like, we're gonna eat some fries and watch us some grown-ups too.
I love me some Adam Sandler. He makes me the funniest.
He was funny in that there Happy Gilmore.
Oh, look. Kevin James' butt's on that guy's
It's Sally Fall Down jokes. Yeah, buddy. Anyway, I watched season 1 and I caught up on season 2 of Arrow.
It was good.
It was good.
So what'd you think about Merlin?
I think Merlin was pretty awesome.
Merlin was well done. Captain Jack did a good job.
He did. Yeah, he did. I don't want to spoil anything. He did a good job.
Well, yeah, what do you think about the thing that what's his face's mom did?
That was hardcore.
That was beast.
That was hardcore. I was like, she straight went over his head. I was like,
who's that dude? Who's that dude she's talking to?
she's
I've
like,
never seen him before.
nothing you have to worry about. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, by the way, talk to your boss. He wants to see you.
You're like, oh. It's one of those moments where you realize you've just kind of been hosed.
He's like, oh, maybe I need to go.
Yeah, it's weird when you
Pack my
see
things and get out of the country.
you see Miss Queen walk into a room and drop the mic. I thought, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
She's
she
like, "Peace,
she
Mom."
definitely
You got
emceed him.
So the whole crowd's like, sir, sir.
I watched Rock Jocks on Netflix.
What'd you watch?
Rock Jocks is our Felicia Day, and it's this group of like astronauts who shoot like these groups of like they work for the NASA, whatever.
Is it like an Armageddon ripoff?
Almost. They sit there and they shoot asteroids out the sky every day, and they rotate on ships, and like they're like the world's best like video gamers, and the government like hires these video gamers to shoot asteroids out.
That automatically makes the premise not interesting because I hate
it
when they're like, "Oh, he's the best video gamer in the world. We'll have him shoot asteroids out of the ground."
Well, it was and the government wants to.
And then I end up being a video gamer, and I go, "That's insulting."
It was at first, but then the premise changed a little bit, and I enjoyed this. It was pretty fun. The cast was all right.
It sounds like something a commercial for it would air during The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You can see that.
You like Big Bang Theory? We're gonna insult your favorite stuff some more. Check us out, Rock Jocks.
Actually, initially I didn't think you said Rock Jock. I thought you said Robot Jocks, which was an awesome movie from the 80s.
Eli, did you see that movie back in the day, Robot Jocks?
No.
This movie was awesome.
Robots fighting giant robots? Sweet, because one of them looked like a big scorpion with the laser beams on its tail.
Which was the final boss.
It was awesome.
I watched.
What a good play Cyborg Justice.
I rewatched Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple because that's just awesome.
Show's good.
All of it?
Manga's
The whole
better.
thing. I watched the whole thing.
Holy crap.
Dude, I sit at home and I sleep and I
Reminds me,
night
did
audit.
you read,
All I do is do night audit and watch Netflix
Did you read the...
and Hulu.
No, did you,
Yes, I have read the new one.
Did you read Breaker?
Yes, I have. I've caught up on all of it.
Breaker's good.
I'm starting to watch Leverage season 1 again, and I watched G4 had my favorite Heroes episode of all time. 5 years later from season 1, where Hero and Endo make the jump to the future,
Oh.
and they find out the bomb went off. And
Season 1, you mean the good...
the good season.
The
yeah.
good season? Because the other seasons were... Because there was the good season, and then there was the awful season, and then there was the season that was trying to fix the awful season.
Yeah.
Or like...
Yeah.
Because that's where... What was it? Right when season 1 ended and season 2 began, the writer's strike hit, and they were like...
It was only 13 episodes long.
And it was awful. It was like, hey, you know this crazy, awesome character named Peter? He's your favorite character in the whole thing? Let's just totally screw him over. Have his dad give him a hug and take off his powers.
That was so...
And I was like, oh. And then we have the scientist guy that was the moral compass of the whole thing, and he gets super strength. He's like, turned into a bug. And I was like, this show's done.
I read some comic books.
What'd you read?
Shoot, what haven't I read? Well, all Marvel stuff, obviously, because I don't read DC stuff. Because
New Guardians is getting all right. The art is better.
Is the art better? See, I haven't.
It's not hard to make the art better because the recent artist is just kind of.
Yeah, well, I finished Infinity, which is pretty awesome. That whole series was pretty amazing. That'd be a good graphic read for you guys to get.
Hey, speaking of comic books, have you guys text me your picks for the pull list yet? I know Marqees
I already told you my
have.
picks.
What was Batman and Batman?
None of them. No picks.
Boring.
Well,
I appreciate your dedication to the project, Marqees.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Picks.
I read New Avengers number 11 and 12, which was dealing with Infinity and the aftermath of Infinity, where T'Challa saves the city of the dead, and then he gets kicked out of Wakanda. Basically, saves Necropolis.
What?
Well, they find out. Well,
why would
his close, his handmaidens rat him out about Namor being in Wakanda.
Why isn't Namor in Wakanda?
Because for the incursion stuff they've been dealing with in the past couple, the planet destroying incursions, and the Namor's part of the Illuminati, and the Illuminati's been stopping these incursions and stuff. And so they finally ratted him out, and Shuri kicked him out of Wakanda, saying he's no longer allowed. He's no longer allowed in the Golden City, and
isn't that his shtick? He was the ruler of Wakanda.
Oh, no, he can stay in the city walls of Necropolis, the city of the dead. But that's it.
Not Wakanda.
Yeah,
that's dumb.
Yeah, he spent the Wakanda he spent his entire life building.
Defending and protecting, and it's kind of like they were like, let's just forget all about that and just sweep it under the rug. That you've defended this nation, helped make it one of the most successful and hardcore, technologically advanced, amazing nation, which is also in the middle, surrounded by third world nations and stuff. It's like Wakanda's the greatest nation on the planet. You know what? All that stuff you did to help it out, whatever. You got Namor in the board of the city because you're trying to save the Earth again because you're the Black Panther. Who cares? We'll kick you out.
So, and then I read Cataclysm, which is getting awesome because they send Miles Morales into the 616 universe to find the 616 Reed Richards. But they realized that the 616 Reed Richards is out of town, so they had to send the Ultimate Reed Richards to go to the Baxter Building. Ultimate Reed Richards is the worst bad guy ever. He's the bad guy in the Ultimate Universe.
Really?
Yeah.
Ultimate Fantastic Four eventually ended up with Reed Richards becoming a bad guy?
Yeah, he became a bad guy.
That makes sense.
He just being bullied all the years. He kind of snapped.
I remember him snapping in like the first couple of episodes, like issues where he was just getting like they were really hardcore questioning, and he just kind of it was pretty sweet.
But yeah, so like the Ultimates realized Galactus is from the 616 universe, and they tied in the Spider-Man miniseries by Bendis. So like, yeah, guess what? You got to go back and find these people and get these plans and save our universe before this thing eats it. Oh, and Galactus ate New Jersey.
Did it give him indigestion?
No laws.
Hey, I'm from Jersey.
I'm sorry.
Bam.
And then bring some all new X-Men. I finished up Avengers Arena. That was fun. People died. Arcade made out like a goat, like a boss, because all the videos she started posting online and stuff, the stuff that actually went down. I played some Iron Brigade and some Future Soldier, some Tom Clancy's Future Soldier.
I'm sorry.
Also sorry.
It wasn't too bad. It's not too bad.
Not too bad is a word that you use, as phrase you use for a game that's not that good.
It's not too bad.
You're like, it absorbed all this time that I put into it.
The elements of the game are nice. I like the tech elements. I like having the active camo and
why
stuff
don't
like
you just
that.
play a better game called
Metal Gear
Solid 4?
Because I have an Xbox.
I'm sorry.
I forgot. That game was only on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I have an Xbox.
Because
and I'm content with my Xbox. Iron Brigade is fun though. I love
and
Iron Brigade.
How much did he pay for it? Oh yeah, nothing.
Iron Brigade is amazing.
Iron Brigade's great, and that was a freebie for all the.
We need to play Iron Brigade.
We do need to play Iron Brigade.
Iron Brigade is what again?
It's the.
I'm just messing.
It was called Trenched, and
Which is a way better name.
Someone in, what was it, Brazil?
Australia or something stupid, or
They're
Brazil
like,
or somewhere.
we made a board game called Trenched, so you can't use it.
You can't call a video game Trenched because we made a board game called Trenched.
Mm-hmm.
And they have nothing to do with each other, but still.
It does not create marketplace confusion, but we think we have a legitimate claim.
Because we might make a Xbox Live arcade game,
version of our board game
Which makes no
in
sense.
the future.
even though
Someday.
There is no interest.
and also there won't be any possibility of that happening on the same thing because they won't exist on the same platform. Because the Xbox 360 marketplace won't be functioning by that time.
It killed like all of the cool sequel names that people were coming up with. Like they could make like an underwater one where you're in like robot submarines called Drenched.
Haha!
Pun names.
It'd be incredible. Or they could make one where like you're a football manager and you have to make critical decisions of who to sit out, called Benched.
So good.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I did.
Or they could make one where like you're this girl and you have to serve beer to all these like Nordic Vikings called
Wenched.
Wenched.
Up top. It would be a mead hall management simulator.
Or they could make one. They could make one about like Judaism called Minched.
Oh, that's
Wow.
awful.
That was pretty bad. They could make one about working in the Gap, and you keep having to put belts on people called cinched.
All right, with that, Nathan,
not bad.
what are you doing?
Oh, it's
What are
funny
you
you
doing?
ask. I've actually been doing a lot. There was some Black Friday shopping going on last week. I ordered and watched The World's End. That was the last of the... the name escaped me.
Like the Hot Fuzz titles and stuff.
Yeah, it was... they had a name. The name escapes me, though. Yeah, it was Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. And guess how the movie ends?
With the end of the world?
Yep.
Yay!
Is it kind of like John dies at the end?
No, because the world actually ends.
Oh, strange.
Because John doesn't die at the end.
No, he doesn't, which was I was very misled.
Which,
Wait, the world ended?
yeah, the world actually ends due to the world's end. Which is the name of a bar.
Pub.
I thought it was the
A
pub.
pub.
The pub crawl.
Well, a pub. In
They
Britain,
call it a
them
pub. We call them bars.
I would like to actually
I prefer
own
the
a
word
pub.
pub.
Yeah, I want to own a pub. I don't want to
one
own a bar. I would
One reason-
own a pub.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
something about the word pub where you're like, it sounds so much better to own a pub than you're like, I own a bar. And you're like, oh.
Bars are trashy, pubs are classy. Thank you very much, I'm done.
See, that makes me
Good.
want to go to the United Kingdom.
News
So-
bits.
Anyways, let's see. The movie was entertaining. It was classy. It was funny. The writing is clever. It flows really well. I recommend it if you are a fan of the actors and actress in it. The actress is a Bond girl. She was in, the one with Halle Berry.
Die Another Day.
I'm dying another day.
Yeah, Die Another Day.
Halle
because
Berry
that
was the
sounds-
Bond girl.
No. If you're in a Bond movie and you're a lady, you're considered a Bond
considered
girl.
Which is dumb.
It's how it works.
I forgot.
It's the blonde girl.
Now mention it.
The blonde girl is a Bond girl.
Like Moneypenny. Moneypenny's considered a Bond
Okay.
girl.
Even though she's never really, like...
Had sex with James Bond.
She actually has.
Actually, she has. Technically.
The world's not enough.
Right.
How do I know this? It's just that stupid
I know.
Bond
I've
actors.
I know,
seen
really.
that movie, but there's parts of those movies that with Pierce Brosnan that I just after.
Yeah,
Goldeneye,
just
kind of.
you kind of stuck in your mind. You can't erase it.
Like, why?
How much you want to scrub it
Why
out.
is this movie
So-
happening? This makes no sense. Can we just? So I just go from I literally go from Goldeneye over to Casino Royale.
Ugh.
Wait! You don't like Casino Royale?
Not really, no. I don't
Okay.
really like any of the ones except the most recent one.
Daniel Craig is
With
an
Daniel
amazing
Craig.
James Bond. That makes so much sense why you like Star Wars now because you enjoy awful things.
Oh wow! Wow!
Casino Royale was a great movie.
I like Skyfall a lot.
Skyfall was a better movie. The second Daniel.
Anything else,
was
Nate?
so good.
Oh, can I
Quantum of
still
Solace
talk?
was a
Can
stinky
I still
turd.
talk?
Okay, I can
Me?
believe that.
Me?
No.
Quantum of
Me?
Solace was a
Anyways,
stinky turd.
so let's see. I've been playing a lot of Dead Rising 3. A lot of Dead Rising 3. I played some Rise, which I like, but Dead Rising 3 is fun. I'm sorry. I love mowing zombies down with vehicles.
Mowers.
Do you think that
no, I don't do
Rise-
that.
Do you think that Rise would be a lot better if every 3 seconds you didn't have to go into slow-mo and hack a dude's arm off?
No, because then the game would be 2 minutes long. So
That's not a good reason for that to not make it better.
Wow. So the game.
the game is short.
It's about 6 hours long, but
Right.
90% of that time is
it's-
spent in slow-mo.
Honestly,
it's like the heavenly sword.
I was gonna say,
it's
yeah.
like the heavenly sword of this new generation.
Like, people complain that Knack is this generation's cameo. This is this generation's heavenly
Actually,
sword.
interesting, Knack outsold Mario
Really?
in November.
It's not hard.
Be specific. Which Mario? Like, you
Yeah,
talking about
actually, I can agree
Wii
with
U
Marqees, that
Mario?
isn't
I'm talking about all Mario titles.
Ever.
yeah,
No,
Combined.
just in that month. Just in that
just
month.
in that month. All
Okay.
like I believe it was all Mario titles sold in the month of November.
Yeah,
Well, that's not really-
That's not hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, that is pretty difficult.
I don't know.
There's a lot of children and a lot of kids really enjoyed Mario.
I don't. That doesn't.
It's pretty
I was-
difficult, man.
I was watching
I
something
don't-
about Mario the other night on the game theory about how about Mario being just the most evil
Wait,
character.
wait.
Game,
Who?
The gaming theory or something.
No, who are you talking about?
Mario. How Mario's just the most
Mario?
evil. Mario's the most
Who's that?
evil game.
He's from Jersey, dude.
Who's Mario?
I'm Mario.
He's Mario, you know, Mario.
Yeah, dude, I'm from Jersey. Mario. Anyway. You just make fun of the only time a Jersey accent comes out of my mouth when I say the word Mario is when they make fun of me.
That was so good.
Yeah, it's easy. I'm happy we're back on the same page
It was
now.
really subtle, and it was just like super serious. He was like, "Wait a second,
Wait a second, who are you talking
who
about?
are you talking about now?" So good.
Okay, I'm done. Nathan, you continue. I'm done.
Marquees, that's it for the top 10 of the box office.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark.
So, anyways, I like Dead Rising 3. Back to
Oh,
that,
man.
because I don't care what you people have to say. No, no, Dead Rising 3 is a lot of fun, though.
I'm sorry,
The
bro.
story is darker than the past Dead Rising games. It's
Which
more
isn't
about...
hard to do because the past two ones were pretty lighthearted.
They were goofier. Eli is disheartened with them because they aren't goofy enough. This one's not goofy
It's
enough.
pretty goofy,
It's
but
not ridiculous enough.
It's not that. No,
A Japanese game that's not
wait,
ridiculous
It's not,
enough
it's
for
not,
Eli.
no, it's not
Japanese,
Japanese.
it's Canadian.
It's Canadian.
2
2 is also Canadian.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
2 is
hold on.
also Canadian.
Yeah.
So Capcom learned to
Here's-
outsource it to better people.
It's not. It's
Oh.
plenty goofy for me. Like, it's got the goofiness in there. The thing that frustrates me with Dead Rising 3 is now that we have all these zombies, there are too many of them,
I love
and they
it.
come
Dude,
back way too quickly.
There are too many
Love
zombies.
it.
There are too many
There are
zombies. I
too
played
many,
for a little bit,
and
it
they
is too
respawn
many
too
zombies.
quick.
Hold on. You just used a sentence that I do not comprehend in the English
I know.
language.
I know. It's
Exactly.
tough.
There are too many zombies.
Oh,
It took-
dude, I'm
it-
like
like-
bare knuckle fighting
it
them. I'm
took
like,
me-
die! Oh, I'm gonna kill you all!
It took me a while to come to this conclusion, but
Is it kind of like in...
I really sat there and tried to figure out why I wasn't having fun with it, because I love the fact that it's a huge open world with no load time.
Mhm.
I love the fact that I love all the cutscenes, and I love that your character customization is in the cutscenes. I love the goofiness of the dialogue and like the stupid things that people say to you.
Okay.
I love the clothing that you can pick up.
So you
I
love the game
weapons
except
that
for the
you can
fact
make.
that there is an overabundance of
Dude, there are
quickly
literally
respawning zombies.
millions
Yeah.
of zombies.
And I sat there and
so
I kept
it's kind of
trying
like
to
the real world if the zombie apocalypse
No!
would hit.
Because they're like
They
you'll walk
respawn.
20 feet down a street after having just cleared out every
So
zombie in
it's
sight,
it's kind of like
and then they'll all be back.
It's kind of like a
instantly.
Nintendo game where you switch frames and you go back a step and there's like a bunch.
Yeah,
of
as soon as you turn the camber around, oh wait, there's a billion zombies there.
That's only happened
And that
once
sucks.
to me. Once.
I've had
Dude.
that happen so many times.
Dude, I played it. You can watch it on the Twitch channel. It happened to me. It happened
Yeah.
to me on the.
like that's the only thing I could find that was causing me to like have some kind of issue with this game was just because now there are too many zombies and I'm not getting to do the things that I want to do, which is like run around and explore
Okay.
a lot more. And instead I'm like just slogging through an endless pack of zombies to do anything.
Okay, but you're doing it wrong because you can also build up giant posses, and I was saving all of these people, right? And then there was one boss
Yeah,
in
but
particular.
then they get next to me when I'm fighting, and then I kick them in the face with a knife blade foot or whatever.
Okay,
and do
that's-
crazy damage to them. And
Here's what you
zombies-
do, all right? I fought this one. You give them distance weapons.
I always walk, as soon as somebody joins me, I walk straight to the nearest safe house and tell them to sit their ass down.
Okay, I was doing that at first. Then I gave them all guns.
Yeah,
right?
they don't run out of ammo, which is
exactly.
Nice.
So I give them the best guns. Now, the best gun in the game that I found is this golden gun from this crazy cop. Did you fight her?
Not yet.
Okay, you're way
I
farther.
fought the first psychopath, and then I fought the Buddha guy, the Zen guy in the garden, the Zen gardens.
I thought he was the first psychopath.
No, the first psychopath. Well, it wasn't for me. The first psychopath that I fought was the dude on the combo bike.
No, that was backwards for me. The first psychopath for me was
the Zen Gardens guy. Okay,
because...
so I was running out of time on stuff, so I had to go do that mission and like try and get out of the city, and then I fought the biker gang guy.
Yeah, actually,
the crazy like chopper flamethrower bike.
Yeah, the Zen Garden guy was technically he's optional. Most of the psychopaths are optional.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
which I like, but they're based off the 7 Deadly Sins, and he was I forget what he was, but
Probably Sloth.
No.
Really?
Yeah, Sloth dude she's this morbidly obese woman. No, actually, Sloth is a guy. He's like, I think he's the mayor or like
Gluttony
the mayor's
would
kid.
Be the morbidly obese lady.
Yeah, Gluttony's a morbidly obese lady at a buffet on a scooter. Sloth.
What are we talking about?
Dead Rising 3.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, dude. Like,
see, that stuff's all great.
She's in an Eden Park and she's trying to kill you.
That stuff's all amazing.
She'll friggin' like she comes right at you at like the speed of light. Like, get away from my food! Get away from my food! And she's stabbing you, and then
I want mine. She's got a plate and she's filling it up with soft serve.
well, no, like if you touch the food, you can heal by eating the food. But if you eat too much food, you'll vomit. But she slips on the vomit. Her wheels will slip on them.
Ew.
Right.
And awesome at the same time.
There's a lot of vomit in the game. And then also the...
With zombies? Never would have thought.
The gimmicks for the psychopaths all look really cool. Like
they're fun.
Yeah.
And there's actually some stuff I don't want to ruin in the game. I want to ruin it for you. Because there's stuff that comes later that you're like, oh, wow. But the... what was it?
I'll get there once I like burned out on Forza 5. Pardon the pun.
Here's the setup, though. I just want to get this out there because... What you do is you save a bunch of these people. It tells you the reward. You get PP, you get prestige points, and then you get some other stuff too. But
Not
one
as
of
funny
them,
as it was that second ago.
I have a joke later, but I'll have to tell you off air. It involves work, so I can't say it on the air. But there's a prestige points, or you'll get a person, or maybe even a blueprint. Okay,
yeah.
So if you get a person, you look at their attributes, and if they have like awesome strength. Then, or not strength, but toughness, you take them because they are going to last. And then you give them an awesome gun, whether it's a shotgun or
a sniper rifle.
No, I haven't found a sniper rifle.
See, I was mad because that first girl that you save, like the girl,
she's worthless. Spray paint.
Yeah,
worthless.
I took her with me to the first boss.
She died,
and she died. So I quit.
Yeah,
and reloaded my checkpoint so that she would be alive again.
Yeah.
I fought the boss, she lived. Then somehow between trying to get to, like, I didn't understand, like, the game flashes up stuff for you, like, tutorial tips. Like, it flashes them, and they're gone so quick. Like, most of the time you can't tell what it said.
Yes.
I had no idea how to get rid of followers.
Yeah.
So I went back to my home garage, I went there, and I was like, maybe, like, I just, like, yell into my Kinect, stay put, or something, and she'll be there.
Nope.
No. Finally, she dies somehow between somewhere, and it saves a checkpoint. I didn't notice. She's gone.
Yep.
Then I finally figure out how to get rid of people. You have to go to a safe house, go to the board, and then like unselect them.
It sounds a lot like followers in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like Lydia would mysteriously die, and it was obviously...
Yeah, except these followers, you can't just say, "Hey, quit following me." You can't turn around and talk to him and say, "Hey, quit following me."
That doesn't make any sense.
That is a complaint of mine, but now I have a team of like 5 or 6 dudes. Actually, one's a really tall lady I saved. They're all really tough.
Is the lady really a dude?
No, she's a businesswoman. She's like 5'11". She's a model. She's awesome. I gave them all their automatic pistols. They're gold. Mm-hmm. All right. It's from a boss later in the game. Here's the thing. Have you messed with the what do you call them? Lockers yet. You notice they have infinite drops.
Well, they're not infinite. Like,
they're not.
They will run out, but they will replenish over time.
Exactly. So what I do is I get that gun.
Yeah.
I give one to each person. I make sure I'm stocked from whatever life, and then because I don't require. I find stuff on my own. I know where the drops are and everything. Then I give them all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Then these guys are basically invincible. They are a killing force. Then I get the APC. Have you built that yet? That thing is awesome. You hit the Y button, the blades come out on the side. It's a shotgun turret on top.
Now we're talking about like armored people carrier or armored people crusher.
Carrier.
Okay.
But it has a switchblades on the sides.
So it's kind of
like the vehicle in Unreal Tournament.
Or Dawn of the Dead.
Yep. And it has a shotgun turret on top that basically...
You had me at shotgun.
Yeah, it's basically a massive shotgun on top that sweeps, it's just...
So you would technically call it a street sweeper?
Ba-bam.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's amazing. It's awesome. I love it.
I might have to play this game.
It's super fun. I enjoy it.
Fun is a reason to play anything.
And you know what?
Ha! You're right.
And
Nintendo games, Wii U.
No, it's
Fun
not.
is a reason to play anything.
Fun's a reason to play something, but not enough to spend $250 on a system.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a console to play a game.
$300 for a Wii U.
Yeah.
No.
I could see an Xbox One because they're gonna have games like Titanfall coming out where you're like, man, I'm gonna drop 150 hours playing this thing. That's fun. That's fun. And then I look at my 3DS and I go, this thing's been out for a couple of years and I have 2 games. 2 games. One of
That's just because you haven't bought any other games.
No, it's because I don't have any interest to play. I bought a DS and I bought 2 games. I bought Final Fantasy IV Remake because that's an amazing game, and I got what was it? It was Mario Kart, I think.
I have a Nintendo DS and I have about 10 games.
I had 4 or 5 because I kept up with Pokemon.
Yeah. You have 30 for your Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
And it's been out.
And I've already got like 15 or 16 for my 3DS.
Which is odd because I figured you would have had more for your DS because the DS has been out for almost a decade.
I know, there's a lot of games that I still need to get for that I want to play.
I had like obscure games for my DS, like the Final Fantasy IV Remake. I also had Children of Mana, which was a sweet game.
I got 3 on the on my
like there's
for
4.
Android.
I got
there's 4
3,
Phoenix Wright games that I have to buy that are sitting in my Amazon.
I had
cart
Final
right
Fantasy III's remake, and that was all right. So it's mostly RPGs, but like everything else was kind of like Mario, Zelda. Don't need it. I was sitting there. I'd sit there and I go, is it Link to the Past? No. Is it Ocarina of Time? No. Don't need it.
See the new Zelda that's out.
That is a continuation of Link to the Past.
Yeah.
I will probably buy that.
It looks amazing. I
Because
was not able to purchase it because that was the same day that Xbox One came out. But I will be acquiring that.
That game looks good.
Probably for Christmas.
Sadly enough, I'm saying that a Nintendo game looks good.
Hey, they're fun.
Yeah.
Now, just to get away from Dead Rising, because I could talk about that for a while. Super fun. Other than that...
Is it super fun happy time?
Yes. Man of Steel, 3D, great, enjoyed it.
I'll have to borrow that off you.
Now you can. You asked me, like, right when I got it, like, hey, can I borrow that? I'm like, dude, I haven't even watched it yet, so no. And then you didn't even ask me afterwards.
Let the man watch his own stuff, man.
Didn't ask me afterwards.
You really suffer through that?
That movie is fantastic.
That movie
For a
is...
Superman movie.
That's not hard to do, man. Have you seen Superman 3 or 4?
Superman 3 is incredible.
Bad.
Superman 3,
Sucked.
I liked it when I was a kid, but watching it now
I think the term that
is
Marqees
terrible.
uses is monkey turds.
He fights
Yes.
a computer.
Yeah, which didn't
Oh,
make
Soup!
sense.
We gotta go kill
Oh,
the computer!
kryptonite rays from the computer can't move.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but now, like...
I'm gonna
Richard
get all
Pryor
jacked
saves
up.
my life.
I don't know.
Oh, man, like, the stuff that goes on in this new movie,
It's
there's...
so good.
Yes, destroy half of Metropolis in a single fight.
Yeah, dude, it's
Pretty
like...
realistic.
It was awesome. No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like
It's pretty
independent...
realistic.
Well,
Independence
that's
Day-
what happens in the comics. Like,
Well,
stuff
yeah.
gets destroyed.
Well, for Superman to take out someone on his own level, he has to fight at that scale. But it also
Yes.
sets it up for the next Superman movie where Lex Luthor could sweep in and rebuild Metropolis and turn it into the city of tomorrow.
Yep.
It basically was Dragon Ball Z meets Independence Day, and that's what it would have to be.
But see,
Period.
It was awesome.
the thing about
Exactly.
the thing about
There was nothing about
Zod,
that movie I hated.
I thought Zod was very forgettable.
Yes.
Anyone could have played Zod in that movie.
Yeah, but
There wasn't. There was nothing about that movie I did not like.
Zod was never going to be amazing, though.
He's one. I would have preferred them to trap him into the negative zone.
That movie was a million
More
times
extra
better than The Dark Knight Rises.
That's not hard to do either.
Yes.
At least I could understand what the actors were talking about.
This movie got
I
me
understood
excited.
I understood everything Bane was saying. How could you not?
Yeah, he's actually excited for Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
Say it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Honestly,
the words.
like,
Ugh, like turds coming out of my mouth.
Honestly, you
Ben
know...
Affleck as Batman?
Yeah. Oh,
Wait,
just
you know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
come
like,
on.
how's that a bad thing?
No, it's... Well,
Well, it's
Daredevil.
TBD.
Well, a lot of the
every role he's been in that he hasn't directed himself in.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Every role he's been in that he hasn't directed himself in.
Just listen.
Yeah,
Just listen.
pretty bad.
Well, look at Star Wars Episodes 1, 2, and 3, for instance. Ewan McGregor is a fantastic actor.
Mm-hmm.
His role as Obi-Wan Kenobi, at times, was awful. And it was largely because of the writing and directing of George Lucas. Natalie Portman, on her own, has had some amazing roles.
Yes, but we're talking about Zack Snyder here. He's not exactly
He's not exactly...
George. He's not exactly,
He's not
Spielberg
a,
or
I wouldn't trust
Scorsese.
Spielberg with a movie nowadays anyway. He's more...
I mean-
Super 8 was incredible.
Super 8 was a very good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was like a diamond in the rough.
Warhorse was incredible.
I haven't seen Warhorse.
I want to see Warhorse.
That
actually.
is an amazing film.
It's a movie about a horse.
Spielberg's talented. He just
It's
He's
not
hitting-
really
he-
just about a horse.
He picks and chooses the effort he puts into his movies.
Yeah, because
he's Spielberg.
To say
really
that
phoned
movie
it in
is a
with
movie
Warhorse.
about a horse,
Because he's Spielberg, he can do that.
completely writes it off.
It's called Warhorse.
I never saw it.
Yeah, but it's
about a horse.
It's
in a war.
So I thought it was about a horse in a war.
it's about
Exactly.
it's about way more than that. It's
Is
phenomenal.
it about three ninjas knuckling up?
No, it's a phenomenal movie. You should watch it.
Oh.
All right, so it's time for the news.
Oh my god! Only the news?
We're just now getting to the news.
Dude, we had a lot to talk about.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did, dude. We
Yeah.
haven't been here in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
All right, so
do much in 2 weeks.
actually, we had a lot to talk about, except for you. So,
Well, you got game and stuff? You want to go over it?
Yeah, games coming out next week. Peggle 2 for Xbox One on the 9th.
Boo.
done?
Done? Well,
Is that it?
Are you done?
Done.
Okay.
Nothing
on the-
else
so-
worth noting.
Nothing on the DS version?
Starbound came out into actual release this week, which is basically Terraria in space.
Does that sound like a bad... I've never played Terraria.
Well, then you would probably like Starbound.
Is Terraria bad?
No, Terraria is amazing.
Terraria is like Minecraft, but 2D.
Yeah,
And this is like that, but
in space. You get spaceships, you go to other planets, infinitely generated universes.
I kind of like that concept.
Do you remember a game a long time ago that was top-down space exploration and empire control, and it was on the Sega Genesis?
What was it called?
Was it Star Control?
Star Command?
Star Control 2? Something like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Had a Biggie Smalls moment.
Anyways.
Sorry.
All right, so let's go to the movies.
Okay, number one was The Hunger Games, Catching Fire.
I actually enjoyed that movie.
I have not seen it yet.
It was pretty good.
I'm gonna wait for the Blu-ray because I want to finish reading the book.
Yeah, I'm going to reread the books again.
Stacy read the book. She was pretty hard up on it. I saw it over the weekend. It was... I liked it a little better than the first one because it was... I don't know.
Better.
It wasn't exactly better. It had different elements. It got to the whole revolution thing that everyone was talking about, and it was just kind of neat where it went into more in depth about the society and all the different pledges and the different districts. It was a little more interesting in that aspect. I find that more fun.
Okay.
It was cool. I mean, it was well acted, and, you know.
I don't know.
Not
Well,
gonna lie.
that made $74.1 million. Number two was Frozen
I
from
heard
Disney.
that movie was awesome.
$67.3 million. I want to see that, actually. It looks really good.
I got a free movie ticket from my Regal Crown Club. We should go see a movie.
You should go see a movie. I used it for the timers thing. Yeah. Anyway, number three, Thor: The Dark World. Made $11 million.
That's cool because
Yeah.
that was a good movie too.
It's basically made its money back, so that's awesome.
And whenever it makes a movie back, I consider that incredibly successful.
Yes. Number 4 was The Best Man Holiday. It made $8.1 million. Number 5 was Homefront. Jason Statham, James Franco made $6.9 million.
Jason Statham, that's all I need to know about that movie to enjoy it.
Number 6 was
Except for what was the movie?
Well,
In the Name of the King was a horrible film.
yeah, well, that's because of his UA Ball film. Number 6 was Delivery Man, and that was $6.8 million. And yes, I will box UA Ball if he steps up to this. I will fight him, seriously, because he likes to fight people who make fun of his movies. I would fight him.
He is an awful director, and he's ruined several things, one of which is House of the Dead.
Far Cry. Oh, the list goes on.
You gotta admire his
You gotta admire his tenacity
yeah,
for ruining
he,
good
he
things.
just keeps going. He doesn't give
He's
up.
like the M. Night Shyamalan.
He is like
He's a B-lister.
He's the B-list
He's
M.
like the
Night Shyamalan.
Kmart. He's the Kmart brand M. Night Shyamalan, where he just you see the movies he made, like Blood Rain and stuff like that. I was hopeful, and then I was like, oh, it's his movie. Oh, it's immediately bad because I know it's going to be awful, and it was.
Yeah.
So he does not really disappoint because you don't really have any expectations when you go to the movie. You just know it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Well, number 6 was Delivery Man with $6.8 million.
I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Yeah. Number 7 was The Book Thief with $4.8 million. By the way, we are swinging in the Oscar season, so you're going to see a lot of Oscar-worthy titles coming up.
Like what?
Like The Book Thief. Like Black Nativity, like
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, Captain Phillips is already out already, but
That I heard that wasn't a super good movie.
I heard it was.
I need to see.
Number 8 was Philomena with $3.6 million. Number 9 was Black Nativity with $3.66 million. And rounding out the top 10 was Las Vegas with $2.6 million. There you have it. Here's your top 10.
You dropped the mic, yo.
Oh.
Bam.
Those are headphones.
Yeah, headphones, mic, it's all the same.
You know, there's this thing called a theater of sound. The theater of the mind. Anyways.
We got a new Wonder Woman.
Let's talk about that.
You know, I'm kind of curious because she doesn't... I don't think English is her native language.
She's Israeli.
So I wonder if she can pull it off without sounding weird.
Well,
considering that Wonder Woman is not
from
American anyway.
She's from Paradise Islands.
She's kind of Greek.
You gotta say she's kind of Greek, so she's the closest thing they can get. It's Greek.
So,
Israel's not that far from Greek.
a very beautiful Greek woman to play.
That's true, but they went
exactly
with a beautiful Israeli woman who was Miss Universe. So
I can agree with that. That's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's very, very attractive. She's also short.
She needs to put some muscle on.
Really, she's short.
She's gonna have to. She's gonna have to,
How tall is she?
Have you seen the Fast and Furious last, or was it Fast and Furious 5?
Nope.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, she was in that one.
She's a tiny woman.
Yeah, she's like 5'5".
But you know, it's. I mean, they're gonna use movie magic.
I mean, if they can make hobbits,
they can make
a 7-foot-tall Wonder Woman.
But they really should have used the girl that they used. Well, I don't know. That girl.
What?
They're gonna use movie magic, and that's that.
It was Adrian Palicki, whatever. The girl from G.I. Joe 2. She would have made a good Wonder Woman.
There were a lot of people who made a good Wonder Woman. Gina Carano was in the running until we find she's Henry Cavill's ex, so that's not going to happen. Jamie Alexander was in the running, but Marvel said no, and so that went down the pipe.
I think they should pay her back by giving her a better role in Thor 3 or something, or giving her a short
I'm sure
film.
They're going to bring Sif down to Midgard, because
I hope so.
Give her a running thing or
Sif is
arc
awesome.
on S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, I'd put her on sword.
yeah, let's fight aliens. She can meet Bittery Bill, and
Well, what are you going to do? Make a sword movie or something? Or
That'd be amazing.
yeah, so
or you could just make a TV show.
it's going to be interesting. She's Gal Gadot. She cast for Batman Superman, which they should just call Justice League now because they've got they've got the big three, so I might as well call it Justice League
Trinity. Oh wait,
or
no.
Trinity or I mean, there's rumors that they're going to add an Aquaman cameo, so might as well call it Justice League.
Not unless they have Martian Manhunter, dude.
Flash.
No, they want to
Dude, a Martian Manhunter.
Henry Cavill won Cyborg. He's been on. Put on
I like Cyborg a lot. He was a really good character in Injustice.
I would. I mean, they've already got a Flash now. If they want to combine the TV universe, you got a Flash and a Green Arrow. So boom, there's 2 more characters right there for you.
You know what they need to make? They need to make a Justice Society movie.
No.
Come on now. They'll make a Justice Society movie before they make a Justice League movie.
Yeah,
why?
like, I'm saying
Why? Because they're going to make a Suicide Squad movie. They're going to
No.
make a Deathstroke movie.
They could reboot,
they're going to make a Team 7 movie.
No.
And a Booster Gold movie.
They could reboot. They could reboot the Green Lantern as Alan Scott.
They're going to make those movies
and not make an awful
before they make Wonder Woman or Aquaman.
Which doesn't make any sense because you can make with all the CG power that they have nowadays, you can make an amazing Aquaman movie or PETA movie worthy of PETA's hatred.
They could have made an amazing Green Lantern movie, but instead we got.
It's fun to watch.
Not really, no. My mom watched it, and she thought it was boring.
It suffered. That movie.
She has nothing to do, and she just sat there.
That movie suffered from one major flaw. Its pacing was awful.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's writing, and it had 3 good writers attached to it, but the story was bad.
Yeah, and Jeff Johns approved that story, so shame on him.
Yeah, shame on Jeff Johns.
Shame on Jeff Johns.
See, that's the thing. It's like I can't the practical and the origin story was all right, and then they threw Parallax at you, and I was like, I know what Parallax is. He's a space cockroach. That's the entity of fear, not a guardian. They should have called him Krona. Anyway, I'm not
They
going to
released the cast for the World of Warcraft movie.
That's right.
It's mostly a bunch of unknowns.
Dominic Cooper, who played Howard Stark in
It could mostly
Captain America.
Who's he playing?
And
Very
Ben Foster, who played Angel in X-Men.
Uh-huh.
And who else? You remember the top of your head?
They're not unknowns. They're just not actors.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of.
They're up and
unknowns
coming.
on the
So
list.
Yeah,
there's-
they're young Hollywood.
Yeah.
See, I would.
Which is good. I mean, they're not really
See,
super recognizable.
Here's
people,
the thing
which
with
is
me in a
good for
World of
that kind
Warcraft
movie.
movie. I don't think I'd do a live action film. I would just let Blizzard do its thing and make it like an hour long
they can't do
CG
that.
cutscene.
They can't do that.
Why not?
They don't have enough people.
Because the movie would come out like 15 years later. Like I'd have kids on the way, and the Warcraft movie will come out. Maybe Warcraft 4.
No, your kids will have kids by the time the Warcraft movie comes
No,
out.
it's coming out in 2016.
By the time I have children, by the time I'm a grandfather, we might see Diablo 4.
No. We'll see the Diablo 3 second expansion.
Speaking of 2016,
That's so true!
Bryan Singer announced on the Twitter today that Age of Apocalypse 2016.
What?
Yep.
What? Wait, what?
Age of Apocalypse 2016.
Well, he didn't announce it. They're just kind of hinting at it.
What?
Right.
He just put it Age of. It's pretty much. I would say it's pretty much an announcement coming from Singer.
Age of Apocalypse.
He's a pretty valid source. I mean, they're banking on that Days of Future Past is going to do amazing.
I think it will, except
And
if the
then-
movie's better than the trailer they put together.
It'll probably set up for Age of Apocalypse.
Well, like Steve said, if the movie is better than the trailer,
that
it might
trailer
have
was
something.
awful.
That was probably the worst trailer I've ever seen.
I finally watched the Bending Bullet thing, and it was pretty cool.
What?
Bending Bullet? You haven't seen that yet? Basically, Magneto helped kill JFK.
Neat.
He was actually on the grassy knoll, and he went like this, moved his arm, and took the bullet and made sure it killed JFK.
That is way sweet.
And I don't know. I don't remember anything after that. This bald
It's
dude
gonna be
sat beside me.
Days of
and
Future
touched my
Past is going to be
leg,
interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Is it going to be better than X-Men 3?
Yeah.
Well, then it's going to be a great movie.
The Wolverine
But
was
the continuities
Wolverine was such a good movie.
the continuities of that universe is already wrecked. It's just wrecked.
which is why Age of Apocalypse has to happen. Because
Because then it can put everything right again.
It could reboot.
Like,
It could reboot the franchise.
it's like a New
Yeah.
52 or a Infinity Crisis.
It could reboot the franchise where we have original 5 X-Men now are actually Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops,
See,
Angel, and
I want them.
Iceman.
what I
they
really
could reboot everything into
That's one of the only problems
current
I
Marvel universe that we like.
That's one of the things I only have with Days of Future Past is they're in a time period where Beast isn't a blue cat thing yet. He should still technically be.
He transforms in and out in the movie.
Oh, good. So he starts out looking authentic, and then he ends up looking second. As long as he doesn't go into second stage mutation and turn into a giant cat person, I'll be fine.
He turns into a giant cat person. When he's fighting Magneto, there's a scene where he's turning blue or whatever. Yeah, buddy.
Does Angel actually appear in this one? Because Angel, this is the time when the original team forms, and Angel's there.
No,
Angel's there.
No, First Class. The First Class team already formed.
See, it didn't have Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman.
No,
Angel,
it had
or Beast.
Havoc and
you mean
and
Satellite
and
Dish?
Banshee and
Satellite Dish. Oh god.
the Amazing Spider-Man trailer came out. We talked about that a little earlier today, but
Is the Sinister Four or the
and now
Fiendish Four?
it's Rhino, Green Goblin, Harry Osborn, Green Goblin, and Electro.
Why is Harry?
Because that's what Sony wants. Sony wants their young guy to be the Goblin first. Well, I think, or they might be taking a cue from Spectacular Spider-Man, in the Spectacular Spider-Man animated show, Harry was Goblin first.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was taking Goblin juice and he became the Goblin first.
That was a great show.
Job
he
juice.
wanted
Yes.
his dad to direct. See, I really liked the Goblin from Ultimate Spider-Man. That thing was way sweet.
Yeah, I mean,
Ultimate Goblin was awesome.
we've got some things going down. I mean, from the trailer, Peter Parker gains a secret lab that his father had in the New York City subway. He gets I bet we can call it the Spider Cave.
He gets a bat cave.
The
Spider's
lair.
Oh, I hate you, Sony.
From the trailer, it's like the tracks open up and a subway cart rises from.
Is he gonna get the spider cycle where it has like the webs and stuff?
No,
I hate
that's
that so
That's a
much.
Shield made weapon, and Shield's in the Marvel universe, and right now that's not in continuity.
Although, you know what they wanted to put into, what was it, the Avengers movie? They wanted to put the Osborn building, Oscorp building.
Well, Sony, Marvel, and Disney are working really close right now they said they're working really close on Spider-Man related stuff.
Oh, because that means that like
It may not be now, but
might not-
sometime in the future, we might actually get Oscorp involved, and we get Spider-Man in the mainstream 616 Marvel Cinematic Universe. That would be amazing.
I
gotta
would love
say-
to see some Spider-Man 2099.
Who doesn't love the fact that on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you'll see things like, Roxxon for the gas station.
That was awesome. I was like, oh, Roxxon gas. That's amazing.
And they just have little things like that where it's obvious evil corporation product placement, and they've really made that world their own. I love that. That's smart.
Yeah.
It's obvious, but it's
I'm just
smart.
hoping this Fantastic Four movie flops so we can get the Baxter Building and the Fantastic Four and Galactus in
What Fantastic Four?
the one they're trying to push out
No.
by next year.
You mean the one that I've forgotten about because it doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposedly in pre-production right now.
That I'm.
They've got to have a cast and a script by a certain date, or everything reverts like to Marvel. They've got to stay on schedule.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's 20th Century Fox, right? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't see it happening. I think it's gonna just not. It's gonna dematerialize.
You know what I would really like to see is a future Foundation movie.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
I said that.
Where
like
they should do like two, like make a trilogy. Do two Fantastic Four movies, which will probably both be awful. Like
Wait, they already did that.
yeah, and then do a spin-off like in the second movie instead.
Hey, they nailed the costumes.
They
Well, I can agree. The costumes were
And they nailed the theme.
Hey,
the thing was good. I mean, Chickless did a good job of his thing.
Yeah. Michael Chiklis, he was good as the thing. I would have personally. It was good practical effects. I would have personally CG'd him because he needs to be bigger. The thing is bigger than Michael Chiklis.
I wouldn't. You know what? I didn't mind the casting of Mr. Fantastic or Johnny Storm. It was the Invisible Girl who kind of cheesed me off.
He didn't look like she was related to.
Because Jessica Alba can't act her way out of a wet paper bag, and that's the whole point of that.
Yeah, she's just there to look pretty, and she doesn't do that well.
And she's not pretty enough to stand there.
Well, she didn't look like she belonged to the same family as the Human Torch.
But see, they're going for that the new one. They want to cast the kid from
I don't understand that.
They want to make a black Human Torch and possibly a white Invisible Girl because they can adopt it.
What was the kid though? I forget.
He was the kid from Chronicle. I forget his name.
But that doesn't make any sense.
It's the director of Chronicle though, right? That they wanted to have actually direct the movie. I think that's what it came down to.
I hate it when they change things like that. I'm not racist by any means, but when they take something as simple as, the Fantastic Four and they push issues into it, and you're just like, oh, why do you have to?
Because they're putting the whole the angst issue now. Oh, you guys don't like me because I'm black, or I'm in this family.
But he's not like that in the comics. He's.
But they're pushing for that teen emo angst issue, just like they did with Spider-Man and skateboarding and this.
Oh, you mean that they didn't really do in the first movie because he was super popular and got the girlfriend right away?
Yeah, he was.
I didn't understand.
He was super attractive, popular, athletic Spider-Man. So yeah,
it's basically if you took the original Spider-Man movies did good because Peter Parker was a nerd and everyone didn't like him, and it showed that, which was well done. And then you get the Amazing Spider-Man or whatever it was, and you're like, is that really Peter Parker? I don't understand that. And then you get the third Spider-Man movie where Topher Grace was a better Peter Parker than Peter Parker. Anyway, I'm not bitter at all. A lot.
Yeah, it's going to be some good times.
Yeah, good times. A movie that's oversaturated with villains never ends up well.
They want to push a Sinister Six movie.
I would love to have a Sinister Six.
If you look in the trailer of the Spider-Man movie, they've got 6 different things in Oscorp. There's 6 different gates. And as they're walking past, you see obviously 2 of them is the Vulture suit and the Yacht arms.
But the Vulture suit wasn't... It's not an
and then everything's Oscorp.
It's
so if you're thinking about it, it's going to be the Rhino suit.
I'm thinking about it. It's going to be awful.
Rhino Electro. It'll be Ock and Vulture. Probably Shocker. And... yeah. And either...
I love that villain.
He's
such a loser.
Mysterio or Chameleon.
You mean Quilted Northern Man?
Yeah.
Boom.
See, I would love to have.
He just needs
Chameleon.
a hug.
I don't need Chameleon. I would love to see Mysterio. Mysterio needs his day because the
Rey Mysterio.
No, not that Mysterio.
I really started liking Mysterio after I read Old Man Logan. Okay. So.
Yeah. Booyaka, 619.
I was getting ready to say that.
But that I watched the Ultimate Spider-Man series season 2.
Did you? I liked the Deadpool episode of Ultimate Spider-Man.
It wasn't bad, but the season finale wasn't bad either.
It was kind of goofy.
It was Spider-Man versus the Goblinized version of his team. Green Goblin Goblinized his team.
I thought that was dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb.
The power of friendship brought them together.
What is it? My Little Pony? Good
the
Lord.
magic. Friendship saves everything.
Friendship is magic.
Steve, you can fight through it because we're friends, guys.
And then
For real.
Then Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man approach him and say, "We want you to join the Avengers."
I would love to see
that. Was cool.
I would love to see a good Spider because I love when Tony Stark was on the Ultimate Spider-Man season 1 or 2, and he was super idolizing him and stuff, and he got the Iron Spider suit, and he became a huge jerk.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I saw that was amazing? That was the best cartoon recently. It was the Black Friday episode of South Park. That was fantastic.
That's a whole saga. It's 4 or 5 episodes long now.
I saw the first part of that on Hulu, and that was outstanding.
I watched the South Park movie last week.
It was still continuing.
That wasn't for the first time.
They were still doing the
followed
Black
by
Friday
Beavis and
saga
Butthead Do America.
Awesome. I have something to look forward
to.
Let's talk about unfortunate things some more, unfortunately. How to say this? There was an accident over the weekend, and we lost an actor by the name of Paul Walker, which, here's what cheeses me, because I'm trying to avoid saying anything worse than that. When someone passes away, it's always sad. especially when the person wasn't a douchebag.
Unless they're bad people, and then you're like, that's not so bad.
Exactly. When they're like some, drug addict that,
Murderer stuff.
Yeah, then you're like, well, no loss. But when, they're a philanthropist that was kind of like the nice quarterback that, would give the crippled kid a ride home from school, even if it was out of his way, then you kind of
feel bad
and say, oh,
you feel like the world is a poor place to not have him in it.
Yeah, when it was like the real life.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Real life Dawson from Dawson's Creek, where it's
Actually,
like
Dawson from Dawson's Creek was kind of a douchebag.
You know what? He was.
In the later seasons, yeah. In the first couple episodes.
I take that back. I was thinking like the concept of it.
In the first couple episodes, you're like, this guy's not so bad. And then you're like, this guy's a huge doucher.
But no, just the dude that's supposed to be the cool kid that is actually really nice. But anyways.
The unicorn. That's exactly what they are.
Anyways. But no, it was just really tragic that, the guy lost his life just on the way back from a freaking charity event.
How ironic that he died in a car crash. And he's most well known for his Fast and Furious movies.
He wasn't driving.
He wasn't driving.
Yeah, still.
But the guy that was driving was a pro race driver.
In a Porsche.
Wait, a pro like racer in a Porsche?
What I read.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not. I'm sorry to snicker.
Was
but
it confirmed that they hit a gas line and that's why
not
it was
ironic,
a fatal crash? They hit a gas meter, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
Is that what happened?
I thought they hit a tree.
I think that's the pure definition of irony.
Marqees, are you on this?
I think they hit a gas meter and a tree.
Are you looking at
I'm a stock car driver.
I'll look up.
With a movie star that's best known for their racing movies, and we're going to crash. That doesn't... Sorry.
They
own they were going to crash.
They own the race. They own the race car. They own the race car company together.
Really?
Yeah.
That's also kind of sad.
But today we also lost Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, that's probably bigger news than Paul Walker.
He was 95.
Man changed the world.
Yeah.
He
really did.
He really did. He changed the world. And so South Africa's mourning today because they lost one of their... They lost a man who changed their...
They lost the dude.
They lost the dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear... it's sad. But he lived a long life and he changed the world, and
fantastically long life. He did more than anyone could have hoped in the time period he was given.
So that's always just a good thing. And even Paul Walker, even he changed the world in his little way. It was, being a philanthropist, and now they're donating the profits from Fast Six to his charity. A portion of his profits to the Fast Six, and they officially delayed Fast and Furious 7 indefinitely.
Indefinitely?
Indefinitely.
And that's because you're missing one of your key actors.
Well, they're going to do some writing. They're going to let people mourn and just go from there, dude. Because they don't know what they're going to do. What are you going to do? The director is, heartbroken. The cast is heartbroken. Tyrese, Ludacris, and I'm not sure who else, actually sat down and wrote a song called Best Friend.
Yeah, so, RZA wrote one that night. And RZA went down to the studio that night, and they had just did a movie together, and it was like, I heard that song, and that song was awesome, and dude, just for a rough track for that night, it was just like, wow, that was deep. For a guy that had that much impact on your life, that you can write a song about him, and like that, it's.
I guess one of the guys he had worked with, director, said that he was in Canada. And Paul Walker was in Canada, and he decided to just basically live in a van for the summer.
Yeah. He's
just gonna drive around in a van, just drive around, just to experience the country. Because he wasn't he's yeah, dude's rich, but he doesn't have to have all that crap. Because he wasn't one of those guys.
He wasn't one of the. So he was the star quarterback that was actually had a heart of gold and not a cliquey douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like that. I wish I could load up in a van and just tour a country for a year.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It's he could afford things, and there you go. I did find out, now, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I heard this yesterday, that he was dating a girl 17 years younger than him. They met when she was 16 and he was 33. So, I'm 33. So if I started dating a 16-year-old this year, that would be gross.
Wow, way to just change the mood.
Wow, you crushed that mood,
You
buddy.
just crushed
You
that
were
mood.
like,
And the girl I was
he
talking...
was such a good guy, and he was also robbing the cradle. It
Well,
was fantastic, folks. Here
But
we
they
go.
dated for like a long time. So it wasn't like a weird thing. It was something that lasted for a while.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Mhm.
Hey, if the parents sign off on it, it's legal, just like Courtney Stodden. So, and considering that the thing with Courtney Stodden was legal, and it's been going on for years, and the dude was like 50 and whatever.
Anyway, so moving on from that, creepy place you told
Also,
us.
that was a rumor. I don't know if it's true.
Okey-doke.
Someone said that at lunch yesterday.
Was it on the internet? Because it must be true.
He's a French model. It's a commercial.
Yeah, I know. I love that commercial.
Anyways.
Read it on the internet. They can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
But the girl I was conversing with is 10 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, that means that this girl that he was dating is actually your age then. She says, oh, huh. No, yeah. Huh.
Wow.
Got really quiet. So,
Well, you took us to a really weird place.
so let's talk about what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. Obviously, we're going to cover some stuff. We have the I'll say Lord of the Rings, but technically it's related to Lord of the
It's a
Rings. The
prequel to
Hobbit.
Lord of the Rings.
It's
technically, yeah.
Smog.
The desolation of Smog.
Smaug!
Smaug.
The desolation of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Which I watched
In a voice that is
I watched-
appropriate to...
I
he's-
watched Cumberbatch read
He's in a-
R. Kelly song last night from Jimmy Kimmel. Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
He is finally in a body that's appropriate to the sound of his voice.
Yes.
I mean, he was great in Into Darkness, but the fact that he's now cast as seriously, how do you say no to something that you're like, we would like you to voice a giant destructive dragon, and you say, you know what, I think I'm gonna pass on that.
I wanted to see...
You were like, no, of course.
Okay, what would be better than him reading R. Kelly would be him reading Dave Chappelle mocking R. Kelly on the Dave Chappelle show. You know where I'm going with that.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
All right.
Wow, that bit was dirty. That bit was dirty.
I can't say
That there's
that.
dirty.
So,
Marquis just look.
that's really the last big thing this year, right?
No.
Is there, am I forgetting something? I can't
The
remember.
Keanu Reeves movie.
Anchorman 2.
Yes, Christmas Day.
Anchorman 2.
Anchorman 2 and
47
47
Ronin.
Ronin.
47 Ronin looks amazingly awesome. And I was
Saving
like,
Mr. Banks.
Saving Mr. Banks looks really good.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty looks good. Actually.
Yeah, Secret Life of
Actually, it
Walter
does
Mitty.
look good. I don't know if I'll watch
I hate
it.
Kristen Wiig.
But... Why do you hate Kristen Wiig?
She's terrible.
She's in Anchorman 2 and
I know.
The Secret Life
She's
of
ruining
Mitty.
two of the big movies I want to see this fall.
She's probably in the Banks movie and you just don't know it. And she's probably in the Desolation of
terrible.
Smog. She probably is part of Smog and you just don't know.
you see a dragon.
Oh, there she is!
The one
She's
part
terrible.
On his
She's in
chest plate
Despicable
that's
Me
not across
too.
with
You know that,
ties
right?
to her
Terrible.
face, like right there on his breast, and they're like, "Oh, that's where I gotta shoot my arrow." And it like hits her like in the forehead. She dies, and the Smog is like, "Oh god!"
She's like one of those annoying kids from high school that like
Tries too hard.
that was never mature enough. Like she was like always 12 years behind like what her actual age is. Like
Oh.
that's what she is. And,
Sherry
like,
Terry.
You should have watched that movie that I saw. It was Girl Most Likely. You would have slit both your wrists and then
and she's not funny.
drank your blood and then vomited that up and then caught yourself on fire or set
Did
yourself
I
on
mention
fire.
that she's not funny?
That movie was so bad. That was another thing. I watched like 12 movies and I forgot all about them. Let's see. I watched Girl Most Likely, which was terrible. She was in it.
That's why it was terrible.
It was really bad. The Way, Way Back, which was an amazing film starring a ton of great people.
It's a football movie.
No, it's got Steve Carell as a jerk It's got
I wanted to see the way back. Actually, that was the one with the kid in the summer in the working at the pool. And,
yes, it's good, right?
Yeah, I wanted to see
Oh,
that.
you want to see it? That's actually really good. I rented it on Xbox. I watched Hangover Part 3. That was pure garbage. It was boring.
It had nothing to do
seriously,
with...
I wrote a review on it. It was garbage. You shouldn't have to watch it.
I watched that for my anniversary. Who do you think wanted to watch that? Who do you think wanted to watch that?
I
Who do you think paid to watch that, though? Not me. Not me.
Lisa's like, so what do you want to watch for? Nate's like, Psh, I just got this in the mail. I bought it on 3D Blu-ray. Gotta have it.
Yeah, right. No, we watched... she got a credit for getting an Xbox Live membership off Amazon, $20.
Oh.
So
you rented a crappy movie.
We were in 3 movies. We also watched We're the Millers, which was better than Hangover Part 3.
That's not hard to do because Hangover Part 3 is a deuce.
And it actually had some funny moments, whereas the Hangover Part 3 did not. It just didn't.
The Hangover
It
Part
was
2 didn't
stupid.
wow me either.
No, and that had some moments.
You
that
can't
hurt
recreate
me.
The Hangover. Like, if they would have just left it at The Hangover, it would have been fine.
Well, Part 3 was just basically,
Part 3
remember when we did that stuff? It was so crazy. Oh, that was so
that
crazy.
one movie that made us a lot of money.
We're so crazy. Oh, that was so crazy. I hope we would never.
Bradley
have to
Cooper
live
was
that
like,
again.
really, guys, here, just I'm signing my name. This is the last movie. Do you see Silver Lining Playbook? Yes, Academy Award nominee. Please take this movie and go with it.
Silver Lining Playbook was
Well,
so
also,
good.
have you guys
so good.
seen what's that one that's coming out soon? You may have said something about. I forgot the name of it though already.
That was the Con Artist or
No, it's the con film. My brain's just...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the con film. I forget like American Con or something or it's something. It stars Christian Bale, Amy Adams.
It's the new
Bradley Cooper.
David O. Russell film, the director of the
Is it a
Silver
comic
Linings.
book movie?
No. It's going to be one of the Oscar contenders.
It's David O. Russell, the guy that did Silver Linings Playbook, The Fighter. He does these great movies over and over and over again. Anyway, it's a bunch of the people that he's gotten before. So, anyways, looks great. We're gonna have a lot of good movies to talk about here soon. Also,
back to the movies, guys.
it's the end of the year, so we're gonna talk about the end of the year stuff.
It's Christmas.
Oh, please, no.
We've got end of the year video games, end of the year movies. It's award season for us. We're gonna start compiling lists. End of the year comics. What our favorite shows have been.
Yeah, we do.
Our favorite wrestling moments. Our favorite.
Nathan, seriously, we have jobs.
I got my favorite wrestling moments easily. That's a list I can compile immediately. None. Done.
And since certain people forgot that we mentioned that we were having a Thanksgiving dinner and just totally made plans.
Yeah, because I
No, we told you.
Well, we want to
were
say
told.
thank you to all the
And-
fans
I wasn't there
and everyone who listened.
because I was in class.
I'm speaking. Thank you for everyone who listens to us and supports us and spreads the word. And we do really appreciate it. We're almost to our year mark, and we wouldn't be here
If it wasn't for the listeners.
if it wasn't for you guys. Even so we want to say thanks from the team, from the Brain Trust. Chantel's not here, but
She's here in spirit.
she's here in spirit. But
She
know,
might
part
be.
of the team?
She's actually kind of tiny.
She is-
She's under the table.
Oh.
you guys pick on Chantel when she's not here, man.
No, I'm just
She
saying.
gonna cut you.
She gets mean about height jokes.
She got a rear naked choke that will kill you.
That she can get her own ride to the podcast. It's hard to drive when I'm bleeding out.
What I was gonna say is now you have to come to tables, ladders, and chairs. Haha. So.
That's next week, next Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
Next Sunday, don't make any plans. Be here.
Yeah, there's that's the other thing. It's TLC 2013.
Tender loving care.
It's the unification match.
Unification.
Yeah, you know how they have a world title and a WWE face of the company title. They're finally merging them again since they.
It sounds like another batch of stellar written scripts and storylines.
Well, the idea.
Another reason why I voted out wrestling like 6 months ago.
Well, they've wanted to do this for a while, but I don't know why they had 2 main event titles because it can't be the main event if there's 2 titles.
This is the season where we actually pay attention to wrestling only because it's TLC, Royal Rumble, and then WrestleMania, basically.
Because they like making money.
Yeah.
The three
Last
pay-per-views
year's
we watch.
TLC
I
was
don't know if
really
any of you
good.
guys noticed yet, but I went back on all the podcasts And anytime that you talked about wrestling, I've made YouTube play music over it.
Awesome.
Not really. I didn't do that.
Well,
like you haven't
I was like-
spoken
like
for the
you
last
have-
20 minutes, and you were like, you know what? Wrestling's dumb. I made it play music.
Yeah, why don't you go spend your money on that Wii U there, buddy? Because that's a good investment.
I might.
There's only one. There's two games that the Wii U might be worth, and one of them is the Wonderful 101.
Your list is too short.
No, my list is exactly. It's too short to buy a stupid system for.
Exactly.
well, with that, guys, what do we got in the pipe? Who's got something in the pipe?
No, that's it, dude. We're working on that. Nothing else.
No.
That's enough.
That's the
we're
pipe.
we're doing the
I
year
got a
end.
top 10 list.
So do I. See you.
I'm gonna battle. We're gonna battle it out with anime
See,
characters.
we were we're doing work before.
I guess you could put
came
that
up
up
with
if you
this
want.
plain ideas.
Yeah,
Before you decided to throw this bombshell on the rest of us
that's cool.
via podcast, but that's
No,
okay.
I've
It's
been
not a
waiting.
bombshell.
No,
I knew it was coming.
He was actually working on this before I even brought it up because I was wanting to do this since like
Okay, well,
June.
You're gonna need to get me a
So-
list of stuff I need done so I can keep on track.
You guys need to come up with some
All right.
categories we can vote on and stuff.
All right. Well, we'll work on this off air because we're still recording in case you didn't notice.
Awesome sauce.
So, anyways,
People love when we talk business.
I know
Business is a big part.
Eli is turning red in the face and making odd gestures.
I'm
So
So that means it's time to go.
time to go, everyone. So
Play more games.
Do stuff.
Buy more comics.
check us out on TimeRest.com.
.com.